safe inside. I got that checking to go. A lot of these look lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No car, for real. I want that caught. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you. Don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the lights. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Cleveland Browns. The left foot of Italian-born kicker Giorgio Tavecchio ready to get us started. And off we go from Cleveland. Now it's Duke Johnson here on the return. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Second down, Mayfield. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And this will be touchdown across midfield at the 45-yard line. The dive unsuccessful. The big fella can't pick it up. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Now Carr. Dancing to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Now, you ready? 6:37.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And bulldozing his way through. Cooper's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now Carr throwing on second down. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
Down, 180. Low.
Shotgun now for Carr. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bryant. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Giorgio Tavecchio now for the Raider field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. So it's an empty possession there, and you'd have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise that this would come up short.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. On the tackle that time, Bruce Irvin. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Watch it now, Barney. Set. Green 39. Green 39. Watch the run. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And Mayfield just getting the play off. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. He was looking for Landry that time. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A first carry for Samaje Perine, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. To throw his car. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Coleman, and he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
Detroit! Gun!
3rd and short yardage, Mayfield. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
694!
In his own end zone, it's Carr. An incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll throw again from their own end zone. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Carr to throw. Oh, batted at the line and intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
Over! Watch him now, Barney!
Coleman now. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. The Browns on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Coleman. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Carr going to throw. Buying time to his left. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first. Last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Now a carry for P-Ryan. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Carr to throw on second down. He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this down deep into Cleveland territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. 46 yards. The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 at the 19. Now P-Ryan. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
On second down, here's Carr. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A Raider first down as Carr finds Cooper. Two minutes remain here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll go to P-Ryan, try to pound it in. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it?
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Now Carr. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jordy Nelson, his first ever touchdown in silver and black. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Tavecchio now to kick this one away. Here comes Johnson on the return. broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Meanwhile, on the NFL scoreboard, a game going on in Chicago. It's the Rams that have grabbed the early lead. That'll be a game to monitor as we go along. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Gun!
From the gun, Mayfield. Going up top. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Detroit! Set! Blue landed! Detroit!
They go play action here on 1st down. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. His throw incomplete.
Well, sometimes those cliches really come true, don't they? When they talk about it takes all 11 to play good defense. We've seen that in this ball game. I think the secondary has to be singled out, though. They are in the presence of every receiver whenever the ball's thrown. And this one, they help force another incompletion.
This is Coleman. And they'll get him down right around the 16. In on the stop, it's Tahir Whitehead. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Raiders. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Carr gives to Richard. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Carr. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Get down. You ready?
Now a handoff to Richard. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I think the easy thing now would be to just abandon the run and start throwing the football at all costs. But I've been in so many games where it doesn't work running the ball. It doesn't work running the ball. And then something pops, and now you get something going. I'm not so sure to just abandon your game plan this early in the second half.
Again, it's Richard. And now running right through it. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
Doesn't take any great analysis on my part. It's been pretty obvious. Last couple of plays, these guys have been going in the wrong direction.
Offensive line overwhelmed on those plays. Now, I think it's safe to say going to the air here on third. The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. From the gun, it's Carr. And this is going to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Leopard!
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The Browns on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Mayfield now. And that is incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Flush to his right. And incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up second down.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Richard on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
Here's Pirine. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 47. Now they'll throw with Carr. Steps away to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Here's a give to Richard. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking to throw on second down. Carr going deep here for Bryant. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Martavis Bryant, 33 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tavecchio now to kick this one away. Now here's Johnson. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now they try the right side here. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Here we go now. Blue, line it.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the fourth. Mayfield now on second down. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Khalil Mack. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. The Browns on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Mayfield on play action. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they had held him pretty well in check, but if you recall back in the first quarter, you said they needed to avoid the big play. He finally gets loose.
And the thing about it, it doesn't have to be a bunch of big plays. Sometimes one big play can be enough. That's why it's tough to deal with a guy like that.
First and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts.
Watch him now, Barney.
It's Coleman here. And he takes this one in for a Browns score. Tevin Coleman punching it in from a yard away. And the Browns move back within a couple of the lead. Here we go. The Browns will go for 2. They'll try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. when you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. The handoff running left to Shard. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Caught by Nelson left side. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Carr now to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Oakland. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And fighting down inside the 25. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Here we go now. Watch him now. 3-19. 3-19.
They will run again with Coleman. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Now a handoff looking right. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Gone!
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield eluding the pressure right. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down, Johnson. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Black 99 Philly. Here we go.
Mayfield drops it off for Coleman. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's Coleman on the toss. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Watch him now, Barney.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Tevin Coleman, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Browns have moved out in front.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now, on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
This will be fielded at the 8. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. This is Richard. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty. But it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Raiders try to move quickly, try to get everybody back to the line.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And, partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Cleveland, it was a hard-fought game, and they'll exit 1-0 as they win by a touchdown. And they